The following program contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and the girls, welcome to Ox After Dark, the late night, great night show where Dean, the Dream, Martin, the Midnight Collector, and Classy Thomas talk about our dreams, our lives, our trials, our tribulations, and more. How we doing today, gentlemen?
Doing good.
And don't forget also the 20 hours it takes us to make my latest video, make our latest video to go up on our own YouTube site.
Wait, what?
What you got? You got a YouTube site going?
No. Sorry, I'm making a joke for how long usually I have to hear from most content creators tell us how long it takes usually to do their script or do up their video or something like that. How many hours outside of the 10 minutes that it's actually on there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Lane, you fucking sweet summer child. I have no clue what you just said.
I don't either. I'm like, I guess.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, no, today's been pretty good. Ate some tacos, hung out with Kevin, been working on my art. Pretty good. Nothing too shabby going on.
Wow. Let's see here. Thomas, you had a bunch of appointments this morning. You said you had 2 doctor's appointments in one day. What's that all about?
Yeah, well, it was just a matter of scheduling. I had canceled some because I had some weird things happen with my insurance, and while I was trying to figure it out, I pushed my appointments, and when I rescheduled them, I didn't check, and I wound up having 2 on the same day. So I had to get up at like 7 this morning to get ready so I could get up, shower, feed the dog, and then get to my appointment on time. And then after that was done, I had to come back to the house. Then I had to go back out at 2:30 and do it again with another doctor. So yeah, but it was just like yearly physical type of stuff, but still not, nevertheless. And I'm not going to complain about the doctors, because I tell you what, that's the one thing when you have specialists and people that you have to go see, they run tests on everything. And I'll tell you what, if there is something going on with me, I'm going to know it before I leave that appointment, because they run tests on everything. So, I can't really complain, because, I think I've gone from being the unhealthiest person I could be to being like the healthiest person, because, at a moment's notice, I know exactly what's going on in my body. So I am not complaining one bit. But yeah, it's been a good day. Then I came home and played with Magic a little bit. She's out down here laying on the floor and taking a little nap. But yeah, it's been a good day. It's been overcast and rainy though. That's the only bad thing.
Wow.
Says that we've had a lot of rain. I think on the coast they're expecting a hurricane or something like that.
Yeah, apparently they're going to get hit twice by the same hurricane. That's crazy.
Yeah, so I think we're getting some of the residual bad weather as a result of that. But yeah, I think that's about. Oh, and I've been working on some projects, and I've been making a little bit of progress. If I can find a nice place to set up, because I bought this new it's a kind of like a camera rig. Well, it's a large, kind of like not a scaffold, but a large thing where I can actually put a camera, and then you can actually shoot directly downward. So if you're doing something with your hands and you want to show people, you can do that. So but it's fairly large, so I just got to figure out where I can put it. But yeah, I kind of want to show some of this, because I'm like, hey, if I'm coming up with some or doing some things that might help somebody else with their with their collection, hey, I'm all willing to share.
Well,
so yeah.
Thanks to you, class, that we now know, as Bob Dylan has let us know, we're 4 of 4 optometrists approved of this stream.
So
There you go. Lane, how has your day been?
Oh, it's been pretty good and everything. I haven't had too much just regular work. Just finished packing all my clothes for my vacation trip on Saturday.
Where are you going?
So, Connecticut.
Ooh, visiting family, or you just
going to
get
see
away?
Family, going to see a 1-year-old and a 4-year-old, or not even a 1-year-old.
Wow.
Be one in February.
The
So
miracle of
yeah, it's
birth.
going to be kind of crazy, and I'm going to make before I have to bug out tonight. I'm going to fulfill a promise I made on Monday tonight as well. We'll do that a little bit later.
Wow.
Um, but you know, it's been pretty good. I mean, it hasn't been over 100 degrees the last couple of days, so that's nice. Um, Close, like 97, 98, but not 100 or higher, so no triple digits. So I was good with that. But
Yeah, the weather was weird today. It was like super cloudy. I thought it was gonna rain all. It didn't smell like it, but I just felt like for sure it was gonna rain.
well, there were some other places. Austin ended up when they had that rainstorm roll through. Austin ended up like barely getting any, but I know some other parts of Texas actually did get some rain. You know, back a few days back over the weekend.
Uh,
It's been a really nice. You know, a couple of days though, and everything. And obviously, I've been on cloud nine since Monday.
wow.
You know,
You'd love to
Now,
hear it.
in Texas, do you all get is your heat really dry or is it more humid?
depends where you are.
Really?
Yeah, it depends on where
Okay.
you are. Yeah.
Like Houston is really muggy, but that's more towards the coast. I don't know for San Antonio, I can't, but I mean, you're not that far away from Austin. Austin is dry most like in the summer. In the spring, though, it can be kind of, you know, blech, you know, close, clingy to you and stuff with some humidity for the spring.
Yeah. Well, that is exciting. How long are you gonna be in Connecticut for?
Uh, well, I got to be up at. I was chuckling inside a little bit when Thomas was saying I had to be up at 7:30 this morning because I got to be up at 4:30 in the morning on Saturday to get picked up at 5:30 in the morning to go to the airport. So I was like, well, I got you beat, Thomas.
Yeah, you sure do.
Uh, no, it's going to go up there till next Friday. I'm taking an interesting route. I'm trying like the first time because I'm flying from Austin to what do you call it, Charlotte, North Carolina, and
Mm,
taking North Carolina up to a really small airport in New York State. It's like
Charlotte.
Yeah.
right next
Yeah.
to Connecticut because it's
Yeah.
easier
When
for
you
my
arrive
family
in
to fly
Charlotte,
through.
you'll be about 2 hours away from me.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
Gosh,
that's
it's
good.
easy.
Yeah, that's where that's where a lot of my dad's family. That's where
Oh,
my
okay.
brother-in-law, his family is from Black Mountain,
Mm.
Wow.
which sounds more like a country ballad than a place.
So, it's been an interesting day. It's definitely been an interesting day. I gosh, so I've been getting into the aquarium thing again, and I guess I've realized like, oh shit, like my parents have had a tank for 4 years. I guess it just kind of completely went by that I didn't realize it was 4 years already, and they decided like, you know, they wanted to get more advanced animals because, you know, their tank has been stable, it's been fine. So we picked up one of the anemones that when I was picking up mine, I bought one for their tank. So with this new animal, they're like, well, we want to upgrade equipment so we can kind of prevent equipment related failures from happening. You know, good enough.
Smart.
And God, it's been such a pain in the ass. Like I told them to buy this one part, and it was my fault. And it came in today, and I was like, oh, I'll just surprise them. I'll go home after work and set it up for them. And I was setting it up, and I was like, this doesn't look right. And sure enough, what I had needed was a device that could control a heater and a cooling device. And I ended up buying a device that was were two different heaters. Like if you had two heaters on your aquarium, which some people do. And so then I was like, I told my dad, let's get this one. And literally, I'm so glad I triple checked, but it was the wrong one again. So I was like, wait, stop. It was very stressful. And I just felt like it was a waste of an hour. I was like so excited to surprise them, and then it was like, oh, just kidding. Actually, we're not doing that
I'm a
today. So it
dingus.
was stressful.
I'm
It
a
was stressful.
jackass and got the wrong thing.
But I been doing a lot of 3D printing, mostly just small projects. You know, not necessarily taking a break from the Zack's Wonderland stuff, but trying to catch up on stuff there, and also still, you know, kind of do some fun projects. So, working on a print for Dean here. This is just a test print. Not sure if this is the right size, but Dean, tell him what this is.
Yes, this is my character that I'm writing a story on, and she's She's a fucking badass.
Nice.
Is that your Elden Ring character, or is this different?
It's based off it loosely.
Yeah. Okay.
I kind of just invented her own storyline, so.
I dig it.
Cool.
I dig it. So this was fun. I just kind of guesstimated the size here just so I could see if there's anything crazy wrong with the file, which I don't think that there was. Look at this. S Beam has been a member for 19 months. S Beam.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Nice.
What a guy. But I've also, let me see if I can find the photos. I don't know if I actually posted them. But I know we talked on, I think Monday or Tuesday about the cart, the Gandalf cart print, and I am almost done. Actually, while we're filming right now, the last of the top 4 pieces should be done. And then as far as the bottom 4 pieces, those only take just a few hours each. So in theory, what's today? Wednesday? Probably by Saturday I should have all the parts done printing, and then it's a matter of assembling and painting. And so I would have been done already, but there was a point when I was printing, and you know, when you have an item. In fact, let me pull up the cart so I can kind of explain what I'm talking about. But when you have an item that is too big to print, a lot of what you have to consider is the how, right? How to split this item up, how to translate it from something that's much too large to something that is printable. And so initially what I had done, let's see, where's this window at? So this is what the cart looks like. So initially what I had done was take this, actually, can I make this window square? There you go. I took this cart, and I knew that I couldn't print it all in one piece. It's just way too big. And I knew that I even couldn't print it into 2 pieces. And what I decided to do was cut it into 4s. And I could print that. But when you cut it into 4s, you have a problem in that you would basically waste a lot of material. So let me show you how I cut it at first. So you basically waste a lot of material doing it in 4s, and you actually waste a lot of time. So let's just say we're going to split it there. This is like a really poor example, but we'll split it there, and then we'll split it front to back. But when you do that, you have this uneven portion on the bottom that would waste a ton of material. Wouldn't even look that good either to print it like that. So then I was like, okay, I'll take each of those quarters and then split them. I'll split them like at this plane here, basically top to bottom. And I had printed 2 pieces, and then I realized, well, there's no way that I can get all of these pieces to be the consistent height if I split them like that. And so I had basically scrapped like 3 days worth of printing and was like, I'm gonna just basically start with the full cart and then do my horizontal cut first, so that the seam all the way around is perfectly even. It'd be much easier to blend that in.
Smart.
And so the thing about printing, Dean, I don't know how much PLA printing you do, but when you print your model, let me show you here. When you print your model, you have what are called supports. And the way that you generate those supports and the way that those supports are printed into the model really matters. So the first 2 prints that I did, there's this thatch work that goes along the cart, and it literally took me maybe like an hour to get it off, and it was awful. I was starting to ruin the print. I was digging into the print, it just wasn't good. And so I changed the way that I had supported it. And on the second attempt, so again, I wasted 3 days worth of printing. On the second attempt, this is how they came off. Literally in 2 seconds, you just peel it right off, and
That's nice, dude.
Printed, just pulled right off. And
I've had prints where it just peels away, and then I've had prints where, like you said, you're like digging into it, and you're like, I fucked them, I've ruined this.
Yeah, like at that point, and I knew that because each of these parts of the cart has an inside and an outside of that thatch work. So multiply that by 8 pieces, it just would have been way too much wasted time. So this is what the cart looks like at the moment. So I have the 3 of the 4 main cart pieces done. You can see they all match up on the Z height of the cart, because the bottom is where I'll print those those bottom pieces. And what's nice is because they're flat, they don't waste any material on the bottom, both in time and weight. So everything's coming on really good. I was talking to Thomas, like the guy that I had gotten the advice from, he said he did his at 240 scale. I did mine at 220 because when I did the math, 240 was too big. And the guy had also done one in 200 scale, and he said it was way too small. But I guess it's kind of hard because I don't have it put together, but I'm thinking, like, is this still too big? Is it too small? I don't know. You can easily fit 2 characters front, left to right. In the movie, Frodo's obviously much smaller, so, I think the scale is correct here. But it's one of those things that there's only one guy that I know that's made it, and the file creator kind of just made a generic cart without really a scale attached to it. So it's been an interesting process doing that. I did also go to Hobby Lobby and pick up all the material for the quarter scale Gandalf, the little bag there, and that came out really good. Although I don't know how to sew, so I don't know how that part of that is going to be. You're on mute.
I really
don't know how
think
that part's
Zach,
going to be
you
done.
need to, for your birthday, get a shirt made up that says Gandalf #1 fan.
Hell yeah! What were you saying, dude?
I was gonna say just hot glue it.
Yeah, I was thinking of fabric gluing it.
Yeah. I mean, you're not gonna. If it's not needs to be functional, literally just put the little 2 things in the pouch and like glue all the sides and then the little flap down.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Part of me wants to take it to a seamstress and just pay them like $20 to do it. We got Kizikton in the chat. I don't know, but it's been an interesting day. I picked up a clam this week for the saltwater aquarium.
Clam?
And
an actual clam.
Yeah, and I really want to pick up a shrimp.
Nice.
But
some scramps.
But it's weird, Dean, because in fact, let me pull up. I actually picked up a fish too. I call him CW because he's a black and yellow fish. But when I was at Petco picking him up, there he is right there. They're like, the guy was kind of like, well, he has this shell that he always hides in, and it's kind of his home. And I was like, bro, I want the shell. Like, I'll take the shell. So he's happy. And he swims out, and then he just goes back in the shell. I haven't really seen him swim too much, but look, he just hides in the shell all day and just peeks out and looks at me. It's so cute. And this is the clam. It's a little Maxim clam. It's like blue and gold. It's very pretty.
Does it move around a lot?
No, they don't move at all. He keeps getting knocked over by the snails that are in the tank. So what I bought is like a little. It's called a clam hammock, but it's like a rock with a divot, and you put them in there.
They don't
call
it a clammock?
Yeah, hate to hear it.
That's a missed opportunity.
Yeah, but this is the tank here. It's doing really well. Doing very well.
Because I've seen clams like in the ocean, and they like spit water out and like float around.
Yeah, this will spit water, but they don't move.
Typically.
It might be a different species that moves, but this one doesn't move.
Like at all. Well, how does it survive?
It filter feeds and, gets, I don't know. I'm not a fucking clam expert. I bought one and I like it. So
Now, do you have loose sand in there? Maybe you'll come out with a pearl.
Maybe. That would actually be really cool. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. They're really pretty, though. So I'm excited to have that. And
don't you have to, like, kill them to get to the pearl?
Yeah, you really do.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
It's like in their meat, and so you have to, like, dig them out.
man.
Gut them, bro.
Awesome. You could just get them to
I've seen
open
a
up
few
their.
videos. It's pretty wild.
Hey, I was also wondering, don't they have these huge, like if you put salt on a table, don't they have this huge tongue that will dart out and just lick up the salt? Or is that?
I've never tried that. I think it's a frog, probably.
Well, no, it was some sort of shelled animal. I couldn't remember if it was a clam or something like that. But I saw one on one of those nature channels, and I don't know if it was a tongue, but something came out of its mouth. It was long, and it just started wiggling around on the salt, and then it pulled it back into itself. And I was like, "What is that?"
Now here's the weird thing though, because I want to get a shrimp too, but the thing is, I've never had this like conundrum because I never owned a shrimp, but I eat the fuck out of shrimp. Like I will go to like a seafood boil and destroy shrimp, right? Yet I would spend so much money and become attached emotionally to a pet shrimp. Right? I used to have pet shrimp before. They're lovely animals, but it's such a weird like duality of man, right? Like I would never eat a dog because I have a dog as a pet, But I still feel like I would eat shrimp, even if I had a shrimp as a pet. And I don't think I've ever eaten clams, even an oyster. I guess that's kind of similar, but I would still eat an oyster even after owning one. So
I wouldn't
It's
eat
a
my
weird-
dog.
I'd eat your dog, though.
I'd eat your dog. It's not my fucking dog. If I had to, I'm not gonna go do it right now. I could go to the store, but
I love all the bon appetit discussion.
But like, wait, I don't understand your dilemma. Just don't eat your shrimp. You can still eat shrimp.
No, I wouldn't eat my... Yeah, but like, you own Kevin, but you're saying you would eat another dog? Like, for
Yeah,
fun, not in a survival situation.
Oh no, but you also don't eat dogs. Like I
Some
could
people
have a
do.
fish tank and go to Seafood Island and be fine.
Yeah, but some people do eat dogs.
Yeah, well, those people are fucking psychotic and they deserve to burn in hell. I'm saying you own a fish tank. What, are you going to stop eating seafood? That's fucking bananas.
Yeah, but I don't eat clownfish. That's the point.
Yeah, well, okay, but you could. I literally don't understand your dilemma. Like, you're not. Are you afraid that you're going to get a hankering for shrimp and attack your fish? Like, I don't get it.
No. It's just ironic, right? Like, I'll eat 100 shrimp. Nope, I'll down 100 shrimp.
Yeah.
But I would be genuinely upset if my pet shrimp died.
Sure, but you're not going to eat your shrimp, so who gives a shit? You can still eat shrimp.
I'm just saying it's just a weird thing, right? Like that you can accept one as a pet. Like they say, like, where do you draw the line? You could draw the line, but it's like it's just a shrimp.
Well,
right?
you could fill up your tank with shrimp, and then if you need to
then
thin
have
it
a
out, you just
seafood boil
scoop
all
out
the
a little
time.
bit at a time, fry it up, and have
Yeah,
yourself a little bit of
I'm
shrimp.
with him on this one.
Bro, I saw a big ass shrimp, dude. It probably would have been delicious. It was expensive though. This is what I call him CW, the fish. This is what he looks like. He's black and yellow. Cool little fish. But he only sticks out like this far of his head in that little. I don't know how he like backs in and curls in, but he's very comfortable in there.
Does he
Very
stay about that size, or will he grow any?
I don't know. I hope he stays about that size because his shell is not getting any bigger. So let's see, a gold Maxima clam. And it's funny because it says gold, but I think mine is like a blue and a gold. But this isn't what mine looks like, but this is something about what they look like. They're really cool. They're really cool animals. It actually, when I was putting it in the tank, it shot water out. It was pretty funny. From this little gap here, it's just... Fern said he heard dogs are delicious. I don't want to know how Fern knows that.
Yeah.
Fern's
That's a
a
tough
fucking monster.
Thanks, Vern.
That's a tough one. Yeah, so it's been an interesting day. Been an interesting day. I felt like I was gonna go to the gym today, but I just have no motivation. I couldn't get there. I just couldn't do it.
No, you still. I mean, it's only Wednesday. You still got Thursday and Friday, so maybe one of the other days you can.
Well, I went on Monday. But I feel
Well,
like.
when do you normally? How many times do you normally like to go a week? Do you
4 to
try to
5.
keep yours?
But ever since the stuff with my son happened, I feel like I've been.
Well,
I just feel
that's
like I've lost the
understandable.
motivation. I don't know. I feel real. Like, cause it's weird because the reason why I wanted to go in the first place was like to be, like, oh, like I would be running after a kid. I got to be picking up this fucking big ass baby carriage. I don't know what they call it, this car seat things. And ever since
wanna-
that, I feel like I'm like, well, what was the point for that, But I guess we're gonna hopefully try again one day. But it's hard right now when there's nothing there that it's just like to be there. I've been really like today. I had gotten dressed. I brought all my stuff, and after work, I was like, I just want to go home. Like I don't want to go to the gym.
Well, here's what you
been
should
tough.
do. I would tell you at least maybe try and do it. At least try and do it twice a week.
Yeah, that's what
Like,
I've been
give it-
doing. I've been able to do that.
Yeah, so that's maybe what you're just going to do for the foreseeable future. You're going to keep yourself still, make sure you stay at it. The limbs and stuff you normally lose don't cramp up because you don't do it for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah,
just-
that's true.
Until you'll know when that switch turns by at least staying at it on a somewhat regular basis. When that switch
Yeah.
turns, where maybe, hey, you know what? I went and did it like Monday. I'm feeling like on Wednesday, I think I want to go do it. Like I'm gonna
Yeah.
go do a quick thing or something, maybe not a full one,
You're
whatever.
right. You're
and
right.
then you'll do one on the weekend or something, and that's how you get yourself built up. But it's not surprising
Genius,
where
Lane.
some of your motivations have been reduced, or you're
Yeah,
feeling malaise about
for
stuff,
sure.
just stuff that's not like top. I need to worry about it kind of things.
Yeah,
Lane has sage advice, man.
bro, the sage of
Trust
wisdom,
me,
bro.
then it'll be all a bunch of stupid advice the entire next month and a half, probably. I just burned it all right there. So I
Well, it
had
was good
one,
advice nonetheless. I
yeah,
liked the advice.
yeah. So I had something that I wanted to. I'm fulfilling a promise that I made Monday night.
Wow.
So to some of our viewers and everything who were watching unboxing.
Excited for this.
By the way, I didn't get a chance to say it to you, Zach, live, but I did want to mention that Gandalf you got, the quarter scale premium format,
Oh, it was so
is
fucking good.
very cool. Now, obviously, I'm not going to say maybe head sculpt versus like that in art one just released.
I mean, you're talking 13, 14 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
even.
yeah, we're talking-
Yeah, I'm not
and,
even
yeah.
comparing the two.
Like I thought that was really cool for what it is, and that's a grail. It's like I understand where in some way that could be, even if it's like, it's not even going to be the best looking statue we have of him in the thing, but this is one from 14 years ago, from when maybe they were the only game in town. You've always wanted,
but to that point, Lane,
but it's still
can
good.
can I be completely honest? Like, here, let me pull up this one here. So, John, the Everyday Collector, he had asked me if I wanted to shoot like a short, 4 or 5 minute video for his one of the things he does on his channel. It's his new segment where people, God, excuse me, people talk or whatever. And like genuinely, if I could, if money wasn't an option, right? And someone said, "Hey, like I'll give you one of these 3 statues." Let me pull up a few different statues here. So there's this one here, the Gandalf. What is this? Prime 1 Ultimate Edition.
Oh yeah, that thing. I think the facial sculpt for Gandalf kind of looks like butt on that, but the base
Well,
for the
okay,
deluxe version
correct.
is the thing that makes
And
me
then
want
there's
it.
this one that,
Yeah.
Again, is very
Half scale.
expensive. It's half scale, and again, I don't think the portrait is particularly good. And then the premium format, and if you said pick one of these 3 to own, genuinely, and I'm not even just saying this because, I genuinely feel like that moment of him going into Moria and like lighting up the, the underground cavern,
Yeah.
is so iconic, and that statue, I don't think that portrait is bad. I mean, obviously these are more
It
modern,
looks good.
but I think that this statue and this portrait, because this one you're focusing a lot on the Balrog and the flames, and certainly the other one you're focusing quite a bit on the Balrog. I would, if someone gave me a choice, I would still take that one, to be 100% honest. Now, do I want to own the Prime one? 100%. But if I only had to pick one, for space or whatever, if there was a fire and I could only grab one, I would grab the premium format. I really like it a lot.
Was that the premium format? That's the one you just showed. Is that the same? The one that you just showed us, is that the actor that was in the Harry Potter, the guy?
No, that's Gandalf.
Is that?
No,
I mean,
it's not Roger. No. That was Richard.
You're
Harris
thinking
who
of
played him first, and then I.
Oh, okay, yeah, because when he had that one where his hands were above his head and he was kind of yelling, he kind of resembled, or kind of made me think about him.
There's similarities to Dumbledore.
Dumbledore, that's his name,
similarities
yeah.
to Dumbledore.
Yeah.
And
And this
Gandalf.
is the one that I got, and I genuinely, like, once I
I like the
futzed
base.
it, I could not be happier. Like, this portrait is perfectly,
Serviceable.
thank you, serviceable.
I was going to say
And-
awful.
How dare you?
I mean, I don't know. I think it's the sculpted hair that's throwing me off.
And
Well,
even
you've
like the
seen,
light
the
function on mine
6-scale
works.
figure recently.
I couldn't believe it.
That's what you're used to seeing.
I could
I
not
think it's
believe
good.
it.
Though. I wanted to ask though, just before the thing I was doing, what is the Gandalf the white up there next to him? Is that a premium format as well?
Oh, you're talking about here or
No,
up there?
above, up on the next one.
Oh yeah, that's the Gandalf the White premium format. In fact, I'll show you guys a picture of what that one looks like.
Okay, because I thought that was the Weta scale when you were first showing it. When I first saw it.
No. Yeah, this one is. Yeah, because you had asked me, but here, let me see. This one's kind of hard to find photos of it, and admittedly, this one is. I don't like the portrait as much. That's a terrible photo. Let me find a better one.
Well, while you're checking that real quickly, I'll Bill here because I am really not. Exactly
Hey, Lane, Bob Dylan wants to know if you're going to strip live.
no, that was not the promise I made. But I did make a promise.
Hang on, let me bring you back to
Yeah,
front
go.
and center.
So I
Oh,
did make
shit.
a promise that if I could or something like that, I would originally post pictures of the clone Commander Appo on the thing because I know it's kind of like it's cool to look at the BART, but not having the trooper on there. So it was a pain to move it back over to carry it in here. But I figured that I had made kind of promise that I would try and show pictures. So I figured people would want to see this big ass thing because we had a lot of people show up on Monday night.
Dude, I like
Is
it.
that the little I'll just call it a motorcycle. Is that the one from the one with the Ewoks?
No, this is the BART speeder from Clone Wars. This
Clone
thing's
Wars.
way
Okay.
bigger than that.
I got the officially today. I got the bark speeder and the sidecar coming my way.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, you'll have to. Well,
Wait, what? Why?
I got a really good deal. Not the clone, just the speeder and the sidecar.
Oh,
How did
okay.
you get it? For like Twang's ID?
No, from Fordo.
Toy
Really?
Daddy had him up.
Yeah, he sent me a message. He's like, "Hey, I got these. I don't really have a use for them. If you want them, they're yours." I was like, "Cool." So we set up a deal, and
Yeah, Toy
Wow.
Daddy was selling
Speaking of deals, this happened off screen. Okay, so I put up a post in Auxiliary yesterday. So I had to cancel my N1. I was really broke. Well, I am really broke still, but I was really broke last week, and a bunch of my friends were getting the hey, this item is shipping soon email about the TVC N1, and Dean had been someone that got that email, and a few other people. Now, Big Bad Toy Store, the last few times they've charged me, they don't send an email, and so I got concerned and I canceled it because I really couldn't afford like that $70 charge or whatever it would be.
40.
Thank you, 150, whatever. And so I canceled it and was really bummed because I guess it did indeed come into stock because people had them in their pile of loots. And so I put up a post on Ox and I was like, if anyone doesn't want it or wants to just get it later, let me know. And Dean, after the show, let me take his slot. So I'm very excited about that. So we should have they shipped it yet, Dean? Or are they in the
No,
process? Or
it probably won't ship until like Tuesday.
Yeah, so at some point soon we'll do a live unboxing.
Wait,
of
what's
that.
To Wednesday.
Wednesday? Yeah, it'll
probably
probably
Friday.
ship Friday.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. But going back to the Gandalf here, this is what the Gandalf the White looks like. I mean, it looks okay.
That does not look as good as the other one, the gray.
I have mine futzed really well, and it looks fantastic.
It did ship.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah.
If it comes on the weekend, let's do a live unboxing, baby.
I'm actually I'm getting caught right now because of that Boba Fett getting put out, the Book of Boba.
Mm-hmm.
I hate saying that because it sounds so stupid. But because I need to I think that's one figure I didn't get on pre-order. I think I got to track down and try and get. But
there you go.
Thanks for just letting me show this. I know not usually too much, but I had told people I was going to try and show them with the actual trooper on it because I know people would want to see that. But he actually got on there pretty easily. I was really surprised. It only took me probably about 15 or so minutes, like 15, 20 minutes to actually get him posed. And his feet actually fit on the pedals without a pain in the ass. That's the biggest thing with the Scout Trooper. Like trying to get the foot on the pedals, like on those stupid regular speeder bikes. Oh, God.
So I'm actually really excited because this weekend, if you're a D&D fan of ours, Max, aka Marius Rudari, is going to be in town in San Antonio.
Oh, really?
We're gonna get to have. I don't quite know what we're doing. It's either gonna be a barbecue at my house or go out to a restaurant. But in preparation, Dean, look at this. I've been meaning to mail Max his Marius, but since he's a pilot, he's always out of town. I don't want to mail it when he's not there, and he'll have to be like, "Hey guys, I can't play this weekend. Like I got called into a mission." So I was like, since he's driving in, and I don't want it to break on the drive, I got him this little plastic box, and I glued his little figure in there. So
where does he live? Like what state?
I have no idea.
Because if he's
Should know
playing
that.
Saturday night and then driving here on Sunday,
I
it's
think
like-
he's playing from Saturday, like in San Antonio. He said he has plans. I think he might actually be in San Antonio already.
Oh shit!
But he said he's busy up until Sunday. That's when he's free.
Cool.
So, let me ask you, because Lane, you said you have to get going. I guess probably right about now. You said 11:10. You're on mute.
Couple
I can't
minutes.
hear you.
I hate to bug out a little bit early, but I have to try and get to sleep tonight for a little bit.
Oh, because you have your flight.
Well, no, that's not for a few days, but like I am we're going to be very short staffed in my department at work tomorrow, so I need to try and I slept like crapola the last 2 nights, and I need to try
Understandable,
and
Lane.
get a good
Yeah.
night's sleep. But you know, everything's really exciting right now. You know, I've just been guys. I'll just tell you, I don't like to usually say like an object makes me happy, but
I do
ever
all the
since
time,
Monday
bro.
when I got to. And part of this is because I got to do it with you guys.
Oh,
Fucking
With
go,
you
man.
guys on Monday night, along with everybody who's in the chat, because I know we have maybe a little bit of crossover and stuff like that for After Dark. But I usually don't like to say an object has made me happy this week because
That's all I
stuff is
say,
always
bro.
replaceable.
Not true.
But this, well, you know, it's different where like you say you got your aquarium and stuff like that, like something you've had before.
I'm so sad.
And you know, I consider pets that's a different thing. Even though technically you quote own the pet, that's a different thing. You know, however you view it as a full family member or whatever. But this BART speeder is just so awesome to me. Like this is
It's pretty fucking cool, honestly.
it has become one of my favorites. It's not my favorite 6-scale thing that I've ever bought, but it's not my favorite thing I own. I have one of my statues is my favorite maybe item I've ever owned. Like of that.
What's up, John?
But hey, John, how are you doing, sir? But this is such an impressive thing to me. It's making me hard where I want to say no to the dewback.
You gotta fucking
You see, you're taking
rephrase
that.
that
See,
shit, bro.
see, late night, you just got to take it to the absolute bad place. Always.
Wow.
But see, Thomas proved he's the classy one because he didn't say anything.
Wow.
He was like, "I'm going to
He
be
was
good
thinking
and
that. We
reserved
both
and
were like,
everything."
"Ah,
But
Wow, Lane said
this
that's how Lane feels right now.
Oh, this making me have an organism in my trousers.
I was thinking more emotional than something, but you know.
I'm with you there, bro.
But this makes it so hard for me not to want to try and get that do back for how good this came out, and I think that thing's going to be like 20 times better when it comes out. But anyway, you guys will be talking a lot more about figures and everything like that next week. I'm sure who knows whatever the heck else Hot Toys is going to lob at our faces before we know it by the end of this week or next week. All I know is I got my Protarian guard on order. My LCS just let me know today, so I got to go try and hit money down on it before I leave. But I'm super happy. Anyway, I'm going to roll out of here so Dean can talk about his wonderful week. Dean, have you been playing Armored Core 6?
No.
Well, there you go. Short and sweet.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
I'm stunned, man, because I know Dean loves From Software, and that's like literally giant ass robots you can put together. blowing the
Yeah,
shit out of
that's
each
not
other.
my cup of tea. I like knights and swords and shit. I'm not. More
I gotcha.
fantasy.
So medieval Macross Gerwalk. That's what you would need. If you could get that, like a Gerwalk, you can transform and move around.
There's
in
an
that
anime like
world.
that. It's called Escaflowne. It's fucking badass.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it multiple times. I still can't figure out the stupid ending to this day. Or maybe it's the movie that confused me. Anyway, you guys have a good evening. And Sir
You too,
Thomas,
buddy.
it was nice seeing you as always.
Yes.
Everybody in chat, make sure you hit the like. And, we'll see you on the other programming that'll be the rest of this week. And hopefully Oxfather will have OxPD up and running here in the near future. Because I
It'll
know.
be next week, but yes, we'll be back
Yeah.
with OxPD for sure, 100%.
All right. Take care, guys.
All right.
Love you.
Rest well.
So, let's Dean, you watched Ahsoka, correct?
I did.
Perfect. So let's talk. Thomas, do you mind?
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't mind. I don't mind at all.
All right. So, look, let me tell you this. I really want to like the show, right? Like I feel like when it's all said and done, I feel like we'll have a good show, right? But I feel like this. So I don't normally watch the Disney Plus shows for like Marvel, so I don't know how those are, but
Not great.
It feels like, Dean, it feels like I'm watching like a comic book, right? Like I don't know if Thomas or Dean, if you guys read like modern comic books, but nothing happens. And I talked to Brenton about this because I felt like, am I just like dumb? Like, am I just not understanding these comics? Because I read them and it's like nothing happened. And he's like, no, you're totally right. Like it's kind of like the way they do comics now is they're trying to get them to release the trade paperbacks. And when you read the whole trade paperback, you have a good story, but the individual issues themselves, not much happens, right? And I feel like with this episode, you know, it was a pretty long episode. There really wasn't a lot of like recap or, you know, like the credits were however long, whatever, but it just seemed like nothing really happened. Like the episode starts with the saber training or the stick training, whatever, and then she kind of gets beat up by Ahsoka, and then Hera can't secure the resources for, I don't fucking understand why everyone's being so difficult about that. And then they get attacked by the Sith people, and it's just like that classic Star Wars, like, oh, we could totally kill this person, but we're not going to, right? Like, the ship is down, there's no shields, one more shot should do it, and they don't. And it's just so stupid. Like, I just don't get it. And then in my head, I'm thinking, like, well, that's it, right? Like, the whole time ever of Star Wars, there's kind of like this rule, right? When the deflector shields are down, like, it's like one more shot and your shit just gets blown up, or like parts of your ship get fucked. Right? That's kind of what they've always established, and that's why, like, in any Star Wars skirmish ever, it's like, oh no, the deflector shields are down, or manage the deflectors, or bring all the power to the rear deflectors, because they are so important. Like, once you lose them, you are shit out of luck. And they lose these shields completely. The whole ship is dead in the water, so to speak. And I'm like, that's it. Like, and I'm thinking, what could happen to get them out of this situation? And in my head, I said, it's going to be funny if she goes out of the ship. That'd be so unrealistic. And sure enough, sure as shit, like, I thought, you know, maybe Mon Mothma was able to secure the backup, and they were going to come in and save the day. But sure enough, she gets out of the ship and blasts lasers off the ship. And the ironic part was, I have to rewatch it. I only watched it once, but I was kind of rolling my eyes the whole time. But I feel like a lot of the lasers actually got past her guard and hit the ship, and nothing happened. And I mean, like,
you could take a direct hit and be okay. It's not, your ship's not gonna explode in a second. It would just, you know.
That's how it's always been established. That once
Literally
you're
not.
For the small ships like that, yes, 100%.
Bro, you could fucking it's like,
at any rate, what I'm saying is
planes got hit all the time and then just explode.
Yeah, they didn't get hit by lasers though. What I'm saying is
lasers are.
Hang on, let me say what I'm gonna say. I felt like when her ship was getting hit, it did nothing. It was as if they got hit by when it had the shields up. It was just stupid. I didn't like it. Now I will say, Shin is like the best character. Like, she's just so fucking awesome. I feel like I'm so excited more so to see her character, what she does. Morak is pretty cool too, I guess. And they've kind of introduced like almost a little bit of uncertainty about the her master. But I just felt like not a lot happened for a show that we are now 3 of 8 episodes into. Nothing has really happened in this whole show.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it was a fun watch, I guess, but it just like, I don't know. I just didn't think that it was like all that good of an episode. And I just don't understand why the New Republic is being such dicks about like wanting to send backup. It's like
Definitely
hey,
because
all these
there's imperialist loyalty.
yeah, that's exactly what I think. Yeah, the guy's like, oh yeah, we don't need to send backup. It's like, bro, what? They just took a whole ass ship off world, having God knows what for God knows how long. I don't know. That shit was just goofy to me. When she went out into the space in the ship and got changed in that space suit rather in 2 seconds, it was goofy as hell. It was just goofy.
That
Yeah,
was pretty goofy.
Yeah.
Also, I like how Sabine fixed the ship by working on one dashboard. Like, they're getting hit all over the place, but it's just this one USB that got unplugged.
Right. I also
Like,
didn't.
oh my gosh.
I felt like there's also some things that I'm noticing in the show where, they're conveniently like, not necessarily outright telling for those that don't understand what's happening, but like when Huyang was shut down, how they use that as an excuse to like tell us what the Purgles were. When he like came back up and he's like, oh, by the way, these are the Purgles, and this is why they're important. And it's just like, I don't know. But
All the
also, Dean,
space whales.
it's like you have a chance to destroy this ship. Hey, like I'm gonna pull up a picture of what the angle looked like from another YouTube video. But it's like you can destroy this whole ship by just shooting this wing, and instead you're shooting directly at the one part of the ship that is, I guess, has some amount of defense on it. It's just so silly, Dean. It's just so silly to me.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know.
It was like the same issue I have with Rebels. It's like
too kidified.
silly. Yeah, exactly. It's like we got to make it watchable for, yeah, I don't know. It's like when Vader stabs Reva and then leaves her there. It's like, no, Vader would fucking kill her. Why would he just walk away?
Look at this shit. This shit, and then actually I kind of laughed at the little Leku cover, I guess. I don't know. That just made me smile. That actually made me smile. I thought that was pretty funny. This scene is so stupid. Like when she did this, I was like,
You checked out mentally.
because it's like it implies that she can get back to the ship, and there's a point where she is off the ship and can't get back to it. So it's like, what are the rules of this thing, right? Like that.
At least she didn't Mary Poppins her way back to the ship.
Dean, there was a point where I was like, I swear to fucking God, if she Mary Poppins back into the ship, Dean, I would have lost it. I would have absolutely lost it, Dean.
But if she had launched herself there, wouldn't she have flown off into the vacuum of space? I mean, isn't that
maybe
one
she
of the
just
rules?
I don't know. I haven't watched this guy's video, but it just seemed kind of silly that they had the whole left side of the ship or the right side of the ship to attack, and they spent their time trying to like crash into her and like shoot her. It's like, what are y'all doing, bro? I did like the sort of smartassery though between Shin and Morgan. I thought that was funny. They're like, congratulations, you almost got her. I was like, damn, dude, Mommy Shin she's spicy, bro. Absolutely spicy.
Shit, you made me lose my track of thought.
You're thinking about Mommy Shin, aren't you?
Yeah. She's badass though.
She is such a cool, like Hot Toys and Black Series. They need to make her character. She's so fucking cool.
No, is she the green one?
No,
They already
she's
made
the,
Morag in the Black Series, not her.
Yeah, well, they made Morgan, the HK-87, Chopper, Ezra, Marok, and Huyang, Hera, and Ahsoka.
I definitely want the Hyliang. He's cool.
He is interesting. I don't know if I think he's cool yet. Also, I guess I just don't really get it. I guess like Huyang's like this. Sabine would not ever become a Jedi traditionally, and it seems like she's not very apt at the Force. So I guess I just don't understand, what makes a Jedi. And he kind of says like, well, you're coming from this line of non-traditional Jedis. It's like, okay, you have Ahsoka, who is a very skilled Force user. You have Anakin, who is literally the chosen one. Obi-Wan Kenobi, who is arguably the single greatest Jedi to have ever lived. Qui-Gon, Dooku, and Yoda. Like, you can't compare her to those people and as if like that lineage is gonna pay off. I didn't. That was such an odd comment. It just feels very forced, like, especially since we never saw that training on screen. Like, I guess I just don't know how apt she had ever gotten. Because she says that she's rusty, but it's like, well, so can you use the Force, or are you just like a really good fighter because your heritage and, you know, the things that Kanan and Ezra taught
That
you?
also makes no sense. Because she's like, oh, you're just rusty. It's like, but she can't use the Force at all. So how is that rusty, or like she can't move a goddamn cup at all?
That's
You know
what
what I
I'm
mean?
saying.
Rusty would allude to the fact that she used to be able to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now it's seemingly impossible. Like she's never done it. It's weird.
Also, I feel like Ahsoka struggled way too hard to move that cup. It just
I
seemed
mean,
like it just.
It's
I mean,
weird. 'Cause you're not wrong, because sometimes they move shit immediately, and then other times they're like, "Ugh," and it takes a while. It's like it's a MacGuffin. It's like whatever they need it for the second they need it.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe that is canon though, right? Because Luke couldn't move that X-wing for shit, and Yoda was like, "Bloop, bloop, bloop," like just. You know, it
It
doesn't
took you
matter
a
how.
bit to get it moving.
But the point is, like, it doesn't matter what you're moving. It can be moved, right? Like, you could
Right.
move a rock in theory as easily as you could move an X-wing, right? I don't know. I guess I could forgive him for that, but I mean, I'm excited to watch the show. It's just like, you know, we're 3 of 8 down. Like, I just don't know what's gonna happen in the next 5 episodes, and then the annoying part is that stupid ass senator that's like, oh, it's just Thrawn. It's like, bro, just Thrawn, bro.
Dude,
And I'm
Hera
glad
fucking lit that dude
Hera's
up.
like, did you ever fucking serve in the war? And he's like, no. Bro, what
She's
an
like, you
idiot.
just sat back and waited to see who came out on top. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. Love
I actually
Hera.
liked Hera way more in this episode than in the first 2. She was awesome. And I don't know, seeing her son, I mean, it was okay, I guess. I don't know that
I'm glad you brought that up.
he did have
I've
green hair
watched-
in Rebels, because if you, that's what I've had to
I
Google
don't
too.
remember him in Rebel.
He does. Jason Syndulla.
Well, why
Which
he
why
like
is
a
his name
human
Syndulla?
kid?
Shouldn't it be Jason?
Shouldn't he be like
Jarrus?
mixed race? Why is he not Twi'lek at all?
Well, he's a hybrid. I don't know. Like, I don't know how fucking genomes work, right? With you know, but this is him in Rebels. He's kind of a goofy looking kid. He's
That
kind
was
of a
nice
goofy
that they included him though, because everybody was like, "I thought she had a fucking kid." I'm like, "Guys, she's working. You think she just carries him around everywhere?"
Also, again, Dean, as far as like the Badfish, I need to address that. Time out. As far as, you know, again, explaining things for people that haven't seen Rebels, it's like that whole awkward, like, oh, how's your son doing? Oh, he's doing good. Hey, we're actually fucking busy right now. Like, can we not talk about this? It felt very forced. Badfish says they don't take the man's name, bro. It's not fucking Luke Amidala, Badfish, you fucking guy. Jeez.
Maybe he means
Badfish.
Twi'leks.
Oh, maybe. No, because her dad is General Syndulla also. Oh, he said I was joking. I was like, Badfish, what? DJ Dara said that motherfucker dead as fuck. He's Syndulla. Bro, speaking of jokes, Dean, I had the most awkward experience at the Dollar Tree today. Holy Jesus. I wish it felt like I was in a Seinfeld episode. So we were at the Dollar Tree, right? And the guy in front of us was, you know, it's fucking Dollar Tree. There's one person working for like 55 people in line. Anyways, the guy in front of us was, I guess the machine belt wasn't working. And so he moved his groceries or whatever he was buying over and then put the little separator thing.
Uh-huh.
And Victoria's like, oh, thanks. And she like put her stuff down. And the guy goes, yeah, if only we had these at the border. I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, because, you know, like no one crosses this line. and it got so, even the lady at the little scanner thing, I mean, it got silent, bro.
Awkward.
Oh,
It got silent, bro. And then he doubled down on the joke and told it to the lady, and me and Victoria just like, oh, like,
so uncomfortable.
and like, it's funny because me and the lady were Hispanic, the cash register lady, and like I thought it was like, I don't get offended by that stuff, but I feel like it could have gone south, right? Like, it's such an odd bit of small talk.
Right, dude? That happened to
Bro.
one of my buddies at HEB.
He fucking
was in
repeated
high
the
school.
joke, Badfish.
He was in high school, and I was already in college, so he was much younger. But dude, his family was rich as shit. Like, look, he got a Range Rover when he was like a fucking freshman, like rich as shit. But he's a Hispanic kid. I don't know what his parents did, but he was just working at HEB because his parents were like, you need to work. You need a job. He didn't have to work. You know what I mean? And he was doing a carry out for a lady, helping her take the groceries to her car. And she was like, man, it's hot out here. And he's like, yeah, it's pretty hot. She's like, it must remind you of when you crossed the border from. And he was so like, he didn't, like, speechless. Like, did this bitch just say this to me? And he was just like, I didn't even know what to say, so I just let it go.
I am absolutely appalled.
Bro,
I
I would be like, excuse the fuck out of, what the fuck did you just say to me? I would say some shit. Because it's like, I'm there to help you do your job or help you to your car. I don't get paid to get verbally abused. So fuck you. I'm going inside. You could go talk to my manager if you want, but I'm fucking done with you.
oh,
There were so many times where I just let fucking people have it because it's like, dude, I literally don't get paid for this, so like, fuck off. And they would go and complain, and the manager's like, he doesn't get paid for that. So yeah, dude, I got away with a lot of shit.
Oh man, what a wild.
Bro, I was like, God, I cannot believe that was the worst thing anyone's ever said to anybody at my store. That was crazy.
Bro, the double down on the joke though, that's pretty funny. That's a bold move. That's a bold.
It's a bold move, Cotton. See if it pays off for him.
I mean,
See
it was
that?
a pretty funny joke, but I just like, it was so incredibly uncomfortable.
see, that's why you walk around with a baseball bat just in case.
Oh, I had a Glock on my hip. I wasn't too concerned.
He had a blicky.
I had a blicky and an extra mag, so I was good.
Yeah, my best friend Lisa, she used to carry the cast iron skillets. Well, she had one of those little mini ones. It was like a number 2 that she used to carry in the purse, and she was like, "Look, if somebody come at me, I'm pulling out my number 2, and I'm going upside their head." So you just gotta carry yourself something to bust some heads open.
Yeah, but I think also when you're carrying, like, you just gotta let that shit slide. There's no need to make a big deal out of a comment like that when you have a gun on you. It just
Like, are you kidding?
even Victoria was just like, like, what do you say to that? Like, and then when he explained it was even funnier because he's like, because no one crosses this line, and it was, oh man, it was so funny, it was so awkward.
See, he need to get checked. I'm sorry, that man, he needed to get checked.
Yeah, it was.
That's some bullshit. I'm sorry. You know? I can't even keep it classy on this one. That is just some bullshit. You go.
Oh man.
I would have been like, "Do you think I'm illegal? Like, why are you saying that?"
No,
Like,
I didn't know it, but it's funny because like. I don't know the statistics, but I mean, there's got to be a percentage of people here illegally in San Antonio. Like, I don't know, 1%, 5%. I don't know what the number would be, but it's like bold of you to assume both of us are illegal, right? Like, oh man,
what a fucking weird
what a
thing to
legend,
say.
bro. It was pretty fucking funny, honestly. If like one of y'all said it, it would have been hilarious. But a total stranger. Off the cuff, bro.
Unprovoked.
Completely unprovoked. Oh man, what a legend. That's funny. Anyways, well let's leave it on that. I think that's good enough. I think we touched them all tonight.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything left to say after that.
Yeah. We have Small Talk episode 99 tomorrow. Let's see here. Just another Friday night and Friday. Oh, I get tired. And then, gosh, my brain is just blank right now. D&D on Saturday. And it should be a really fun mini one-shot.
Do you know what we're doing?
I do. I'll tell you off
We're
stream.
shopping, right? We're going to
No, I'll tell you off stream. I don't want to ruin it for the listeners, but be sure to tune in. You know, actually, I think it might help get more listeners. We're doing an assassination mission, is what Cody said.
Oh. Who are
Tell-
we assassinating?
I don't know. Because I told Cody I want Badfish to have like an episode where his character can really shine because he is an assassin, and I feel like we haven't yet had that. So I was pushing for an assassination, and Cody said we're gonna do that. So I think it's gonna be part shopping, part assassination, but it should be fun. At any rate, love you guys, and we'll catch you on the next episode of After Dark.
Bye.
Chavo babies.